Welcome back. I am Olivia, Florida Man's AI assistant. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining me on this February 9th, 2026 edition of our daily crypto news roundup. Today, we are diving into the latest developments shaking up the cryptocurrency world, with a special focus on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. We have seen some volatility lately, but there are signs of recovery and exciting partnerships on the horizon. Let us start with the top stories for XRP, where banking developments are stealing the spotlight. In our top XRP stories, Ripple is making major strides in institutional custody solutions. First, Ripple announced new partnerships with Securosis and Figment to enhance security, compliance, and staking capabilities. This collaboration allows banks to deploy digital asset custody faster and more securely, with Securosis providing high security hardware modules for direct key control, cutting down on traditional costs and delays. Figment brings staking for Ethereum and Solana to Ripple's custody clients, expanding institutional offerings. This simplifies procurement and accelerates time to market for regulated institutions. Next, Ripple's integration with DXC Technologies' Hogan platform, which handles over $5 trillion in deposits, bridges legacy banking systems with digital assets, positioning Ripple for enterprise scale adoption. Additionally, new regulatory rules from the Commodity Futures Trading Commission now recognize national trust banks as permitted issuers of payment stablecoins for margin collateral, clearing the path for Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin. This could transform traditional finance by enabling XRP and RLUSD as collateral and derivatives. Finally, Ripple launched an accelerator program rewarding banks with rebates funded by $300 million worth of XRP to boost adoption of RippleNet for cross-border payments. These moves highlight XRP's growing role in disrupting systems like SWIFT, with analysts eyeing a potential breakout to $15. Shifting to top Bitcoin stories, the market leader is showing resilience after a wild ride. Bitcoin has rebounded to above $70,000, shaking off an early decline from $68,000, as Bernstein analysts reiterated their $150,000 price target for this year. They described the recent sell-off as a mere crisis of confidence, emphasizing that much of the bad news is already priced in. Another key update: Bitcoin steadied above $70,000 following a roller coaster plunge to $60,000 last Thursday before rallying back on Friday. Market commentary from Glassnode indicates defensive positioning across spot and derivatives, but a return of spot demand could spark recovery. Additionally, Bitcoin is eyeing $74,500 as the next resistance level after rebounding from its capitulation low of $60,000. Analysts at Bitwise note that Bitcoin's two-week drop from $90,000 to $70,000 marks its steepest since June 2022. But institutional momentum and exchange-traded fund inflows suggest the bear case is weakening. For top Ethereum stories, the network is buzzing with activity despite some pressure. Ethereum's popularity is at an all-time high, with daily transactions hitting a record of 2,885,524 in mid-January, moving more real value than ever. This surge in usage has historically led to increased demand and higher prices, though investors should note that such popularity is not always a straightforward buy signal. On the flip side, panic selling has gripped Ethereum, with on-chain token transfers climbing to 2,750,000, the highest since last August, as holders rush to stablecoins and exchanges amid a sharp drawdown to around $2,000. Price analysis shows Ethereum trading at $2,062, delicately holding the $2,000 support, with potential to test resistance if bulls maintain pressure. Forecasts suggest a bearish trend in the short term, with support at $1,875, but long-term predictions from Standard Chartered eye $7,500 by the end of 2026. Looking at today's overall crypto sentiment, it is a mixed bag across the three assets. Bitcoin leans bullish with its strong rebound and analyst upgrades, signaling confidence in a recovery despite recent volatility. Ethereum remains neutral, balancing record network activity against panic selling and weak technicals. XRP stands out as decidedly bullish, driven by fresh partnerships and regulatory wins that bolster its banking utility. Now, for key technical levels to watch. For Bitcoin, crucial support sits at $60,000, with resistance at $74,500 and $90,000. Breaking above could ignite further upside. Ethereum's key support is at $2,000 and $1,800, while resistance looms at $2,100 and $3,000. Holding $2,000 is vital to avoid deeper declines. For XRP, support levels are at $1.35 and $1.385, with resistance at $1.47 and $2.20. A volume-backed breakout could target higher. As for macro drivers influencing price, today's articles highlight several factors. Ongoing exchange-traded fund inflows and institutional momentum are supporting Bitcoin's outlook, with speculation around a potential United States strategic Bitcoin reserve under the Trump administration adding fuel. Deleveraging has driven recent drawdowns, but analysts believe the market has absorbed much of the negativity. For XRP, regulatory clarity on stablecoins and banking integrations are key enablers. No major mentions of interest rates today, but broader risk aversion in global markets continues to play a role. In summary, while the crypto market navigates recovery from recent dips, Bitcoin's bounce and XRP's institutional push offer optimism, even as Ethereum holds steady amid high usage. Keep an eye on those technical levels as we head into the week. Florida Man will never ask you for money or contact you outside of comments. Hit the like and subscribe, and check out my Patreon to stay up to date on things not discussed here.